There is a game where time is a weapon, and every decision you make is a step towards victory. One wrong move, and you lose. One right move, and you're a legend. And in 5 minutes, the track burns like a match. This game is not about graphics, not about the plot, strategy, timing, and complete chaos. And all of this is spiced with fun emotions. Here's what's really important. It's canon, guys, and the update that came out makes the game a real challenge. I think you've already seen the basic overview of the update. It's on the developer's channel, and here we'll dig a little deeper. Now, a full deck can be assembled not only with explosive weapons but also with melee and projectile weapons, provided that the projectile is the newest class, but the number of weapons does not mean they have become strong. So let's figure out what is actually worth your attention, what is better to avoid, and which classes are now playable. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Well, let's begin. A fishing rod. It has already become a favorite for many players, and not without reason. When used, it steals one card from the enemy, and you can use it immediately or save it for the next turn. The enemy is left with only 3 cards instead of 4, which can already disrupt their strategy. Additionally, it can pull an ally if you're stuck somewhere on the edge of the arena.
It turned out both useful and sneaky. I love that.
Shield sounds like just a defensive thing, but it's not so straightforward. When applied, it lasts for 4 turns and it protects from the first damage, then disappears, plus it slightly restores health.
But there's a nuance. This shield is a fan of rolling around the arena.
Often flies not where it should and can accidentally hit the enemy, which is not very pleasant. So when using it, toss it slightly upward above the character. That way you will definitely put it on, or you can throw it at your ally. Splash. Flamethrower, a highly ambiguous weapon with the highest coefficient in the game, 21.3, and logically high damage, but it still needs to be applied correctly. If the character is standing on the edge, there's a chance the recoil will just knock them off and all the damage will be wasted. It's best to hit from close range and not directly but from above, then the damage is fully effective. Therefore, this weapon has high potential. Boom. Revolver. Damage 57, coefficient 19. First, a coin flies, and then the character fires 3 bullets that ricochet towards the enemy. The trick is that they can hit the enemy even through an obstacle if you have no jumps left, but if there is an object between the coin and the character, the bullets will hit it, so you need to shoot carefully. Pow. Coin. Honestly, a strange weapon for me. It ricochets the weapon at the enemy, but you still have to hit it. Yes, you can come up with cool combos, but I'm not a fan of masochism. For those who want a challenge and hardcore, go ahead, I'm out. Slime Thrower, coefficient 17, damage 68. Applies poison, but the main thing is, after being hit, the character starts bouncing around the arena like a ball. Fun, but not always useful. However, in certain situations, it can be quite handy. The mechanic is fresh, so that's a plus. Plap. A tank. The damage is small, 32, coefficient 16, but its main strength is blocking enemy jumps for 4 steps. The combo looks like this. You pull the enemy to the edge with a harpoon, set a trap and run away. That's it. A very strong situational weapon. My respect. Fop. Clowning, a weapon purely for fun. On paper, the damage is high, but in reality, almost zero. It scatters banana peels, causing characters to slip and fall. Fun, chaotic, but unlikely anyone will use it seriously. Ha. Lightning, the most mysterious weapon of the update. Damage is 43 to each enemy character, and this is already very interesting. If there are 3 enemies, that's already 129 damage. We add an electric arc, another 17 damage to each character, which means plus 57 per projectile, but it has 3 projectiles, so in total you can get 282 damage. That's just a crazy number. But there's one catch. If only 1 enemy is left, you'll only deal 43 damage for 5 mana. So this weapon is either overpowered or worthless. It all depends on the situation. It works perfectly at the start of a round when there are still many enemies, and it can turn the battle upside down. It will definitely rank high. Flap. Ice Axe. Another ambiguous novelty. It has 43 damage for 3 mana, which gives a coefficient of 14.3, which is very low. After hitting, it becomes slippery for 4 steps, which can slightly spoil the game. In the right situation, this can save the whole team, but sometimes this effect just does nothing, and the damage is always low, so this weapon is situational. When it works, it's good, but when it doesn't, it's just a waste of 3 mana. Beep.
If you want a top list from the best to the worst weapons, write in the comments. And that's not all. Now you can assemble a total of 5 full decks. Combine, experiment. There's even more room for tactics. New offers have also appeared in the store, so crystals are now valued even more.
Their price on the exchange has already risen to 0.9 cents per crystal. Weapons are growing and so is the economy.
A new season pass has also been released, and this is already the 4th canon pass. I won't list all the rewards, I'll only talk about the changes. In the chat they stated that the pass is getting worse and worse each time.
But is it really so? Let's figure it out. The free version has generally remained the same, but they slightly increased the gold and power points. And what about the paid rewards? The rewards have indeed become slightly worse, but this is all compensated by a large, I would even say gigantic, with the number of crystals. So overall, it remained at the same level. Now I will list all the passes in this order, from best to worst. For paid rewards, here are the rankings. In the free ones, the situation is slightly different. As we can see, the first pass was the best and the worst was the second pass. And after the second, we gradually returned to the number of rewards that were in the first pass. So, Siava, you were wrong. Such a cool update came out. Write in the comments which weapon you liked the most and which one you have already managed to test.
See you in the next video.